Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The diagnostic trouble code P0989 indicates an issue with the transmission fluid pressure switch E for the 6th clutch in the Honda Accord models from 2012 to 2017. This error arises when the electrical circuit associated with the transmission fluid pressure switch shows a low signal, preventing the vehicle from shifting into gears other than 3rd or 6th due to the fail-safe function. Components involved include the transmission fluid pressure switch, located on the transmission and connected to the powertrain control module, or PCM. The role of the switch is to monitor fluid pressure, ensuring proper transmission operation. When this switch malfunctions, it can trigger a range of symptoms, affecting the vehicle's drivability and overall performance. It's critical to understand that this code is electrical in nature, indicating a wiring or connector issue rather than a mechanical failure within the transmission itself. In summary, diagnosing and resolving DTC P0989 involves a thorough understanding of the transmission fluid pressure switch E and its associated wiring. This DTC primarily indicates an electrical issue affecting the circuit rather than a mechanical failure. Successful troubleshooting and repair involve verifying the switch's operation, checking wiring for continuity and possible shorts, and ensuring that connections are secure. Following through with recommended maintenance practices helps mitigate future occurrences of this code. By addressing both symptoms and causes effectively, drivers can ensure optimal performance and reliability of their Honda Accord transmissions. The transmission fluid pressure switch E is essential for monitoring the hydraulic pressure within the transmission system, particularly for the 6th clutch operation. This switch is situated on the transmission and directly interfaces with the powertrain control module, PCM, to relay important fluid pressure status. When operational, it ensures that the transmission engages the correct gears by providing real-time data regarding fluid conditions. In the event that the switch experiences an electrical issue, such as a short circuit or low signal, the PCM will restrict the transmission's ability to shift out of the default gears. This is a fail-safe feature intended to protect the transmission from further complications. Proper functioning of this switch is critical for the overall performance and reliability of the vehicle's transmission. The primary cause of DTC P0989 is linked to an electrical circuit malfunction that affects the transmission fluid pressure switch E. Incorrect voltage readings or miscommunication within the circuit can stem from various issues such as poor connections or faulty wiring. Loose terminals between the switch and the PCM can also lead to intermittent signals or complete failure in operation. Additionally, if the pressure switch itself fails, it may send a consistent low signal to the PCM, prompting this DTC to appear. In rare scenarios, the issue may originate from the PCM itself, although this is less common. Understanding these potential causes is vital for effective troubleshooting, as it narrows down the areas that require inspection or repair. The symptoms associated with DTC P0989 primarily manifest as restricted gear shifting capabilities. Drivers will often experience that the vehicle is only able to shift into 3rd or 6th gear, severely limiting driving performance and flexibility. This limitation stems from the fail-safe mechanism that kicks in when the transmission control system detects a fault. Alongside restricted gears, the vehicle may exhibit erratic or unstable driving behaviors, particularly under load or acceleration. Additionally, the vehicle's dashboard may illuminate warning lights, indicating a problem with the transmission, which can heighten driver concern. It is essential to recognize these symptoms early on to avoid further damage to the transmission system. and ensure safe operation of the vehicle. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P0989 involves verifying the current statuses of various parameters using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. Start by pressing the engine start-stop button to select the on mode without starting the vehicle. Following this, clear the stored DTCs, allowing for a fresh assessment of the system. After clearing the DTCs, the next step is to check the specific parameters related to the 6th pressure switch. Use the HDS to monitor signal thresholds and current conditions. If the current parameters match the specified threshold, this indicates a confirmed failure, and you should proceed to the next troubleshooting step. If there's no alignment with thresholds, this may indicate intermittent failure, and the system may currently be functioning correctly, suggesting a potential wiring issue. In the second step of troubleshooting DTC P0989, it's crucial to isolate the transmission fluid pressure switch E to determine if it is the source of the issue. Start by pressing the engine start-stop button to switch the vehicle to the off mode, ensuring that no electrical signals are active during this procedure. Next, you will need to disconnect the 1P connector associated with the transmission fluid pressure switch E. Once the connector is removed, press the engine start-stop button again to change the mode to on. Using the HDS, check the parameters once more to assess the status of the 6th pressure switch. If the switch now indicates an off condition, and this matches the threshold specifications, this signifies that the switch is faulty and should be replaced. However, if the parameters do not align, you will proceed to check for potential wiring issues in the next troubleshooting step. The third troubleshooting step requires examining the wiring connected to the transmission fluid pressure switch, E, for potential short circuits. Begin by ensuring the vehicle is in off mode by pressing the engine start-stop button. After confirming it's off, use the HDS to jump the SCS line, which will enable specific testing modes. Next, disconnect the PCM connector, B51P, to isolate the powertrain control system from the circuit. With both the switch connector and PCM disconnected, you can check for continuity on the OP6SW wire, which is responsible for transmitting the signal between the switch and the PCM. Identify the test points properly. Test point 1 is located at the PCM connector, B51P, number 28, and test point 2 refers to the body ground. A continuity test will reveal whether the OP6SW wire is shorted to body ground. If there is continuity, this indicates a failure in the wiring that should be repaired. Otherwise, if the wire checks out, the PCM may need replacement. Once repairs related to DTC P0989 have been completed, it is crucial to perform a final verification to confirm successful resolution of the issue. Begin by reconnecting all connectors securely, ensuring no loose connections remain. Utilize the HDS to recheck for any stored DTCs. Ideally, there should be no active codes present now. Following this diagnostic check, it is recommended to conduct a test drive under various conditions to evaluate the transmission's performance. Pay attention to the vehicle's shifting capabilities across all gears, particularly ensuring movement through the 1st to 6th gears is smooth and responsive. A passing verification ensures that the issue was effectively addressed and the vehicle is safe for regular use. To avoid encountering DTC P0989 in the future, preventive maintenance plays a key role in sustaining the health of the transmission system. Regular inspections of the wiring and connectors related to the transmission fluid pressure switch can help identify issues before they become problematic. Additionally, routinely monitoring the transmission fluid levels is vital, as low fluid can lead to both operational challenges and increased wear on the transmission system. Ensuring that all electrical connections are tight and free of corrosion will aid in preventing electrical communication problems. Emphasizing these maintenance steps will significantly reduce the likelihood of transmitting fluid pressure issues and enhance the longevity of the vehicle's transmission. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.